Very good morning to all my kids. Welcome to my online e-learning classes. Student, as you know that we have just started the chapter 9 nervous system, and I have given a small introduction in my previous video. So let us start our chapter here again with the brain. You know that the nervous system having three parts: brain, spinal cord and nerves. So first of all we have to start with the brain. Children, that brain is the mastermind, or we can say that it is a control center of the body, because brain having capability to decide, to think, and to do various things. And this brain remain protected inside a bony skull. We have learned about the skull in our previous video, or in our previous chapter, that is chapter 8. Okay, skeletal system. So you know that our brain is very delicate and softer part, and it is remain inside a bony skull. This skull give protection, and between the skull and brain there is a fluid or liquid filled inside it. That fluid acts like a shock absorber, and it prevent our brain from all kind of injuries. So our brain become safe inside the skull with the help of this fluid. So brain actually after brain brain having three parts, or we can say that we can divide the brain into three parts: cerebellum and medulla oblongata. So children, let us begin the theoretical portion of this chapter with the help of book. So children, today we will start the brain and its part. So you know that brain is an important organ of our body. It is the control center of our body. Means it control all the activities of the body. So it is known as control center of the body. It sends and receives messages from the different parts of the body through spinal cord and nerves. Okay, so basically how brain do anything, or how brain function, how brain do the task. So what is the functioning of brain, or how the brain functions? So because of the nerves and spinal cord, our brain sends messages towards different body parts, and then receive the messages through the nerves and spinal cord again from the towards the brain. Okay, this is the whole function of the brain. It is protected by the bony skull. You know, as I have explained you, that our brain remains protected inside the skull. The space between the brain and the skull is filled with a fluid. Actually, our brain is a very delicate, you can see the picture or image of the brain. It is a very delicate and softer, complicated organ, and there is very essential to give protection properly or thoroughly to the brain. So our skull, which having a bony structure, give protection to our brain. And you know that this is the if this is a skull, so between, if this is a skull, so our brain remain inside the skull. This is a skull. So there is a fluid filled inside the skull between the brain and the wall of skull. So this fluid actually act like a shock absorber. This, underline this, the fluid filled acts like a shock absorber. This fluid protects the brain from injuries. The brain has three main parts: cerebellum and medulla oblongata. So these are the three parts of our brain. It is very important. Like, I can ask this question: how many part of the brain have? So brain have three parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. So this is the structure of the brain. It is very important. It is very important. You can see that cerebrum. It is the cerebrum. The biggest part of the brain is cerebrum. Cerebellum, you can see a ball-like structure. Ball-like structure. This is cerebellum. And after that, there is a tail-like structure. Tail-like structure, that is medulla. Okay, these are the three parts of the brain. So it is very important diagram. Children, please, you have to practice it. Now, let us start with the cerebrum. So cerebrum is the largest part of the human brain. It has many folds or grooves. We can see that. See here, there are so many folds. Okay, so it is made by the many folds and grooves. It is the center of intelligence. It is the center of intelligence. So it is a center of intelligence. It controls our sense organs. It is responsible for thinking, learning, and reasoning. So it is responsible for thinking. How we can think? With the help of cerebrum. If our cerebrum is well developed and healthy, then we can think properly, we can learn properly, and we will take a quick decision or give proper response towards any kind of situation if we have a good healthy cerebrum. After that, cerebellum. Just below there is a cerebellum. It controls and coordinates the movement of muscles. Means how our muscles function, how our muscles perform or do anything. It completely depends on our cerebellum. Cerebellum controls. It controls all the movement of muscles, and it also coordinates. It controls and coordinates the movement. Movement means it is helpful, or we can say that it is responsible for the coordination between our muscles functioning. Okay, it also helps in maintaining the balance of our body. How we can walk. Okay, we can walk by our two legs. We are standing on our two legs, and this balance, how our body is erect, how straight our body is, how in which manner we are walking, the whole body balance is completely based on the cerebellum. Okay, means we can say that cerebellum controls the movement of the muscles and the coordination of the muscles. Like if our right eyes see in the right direction, then our left eye will also see towards the right direction. Okay, it never happens like our right eye see in the right direction and our left eye see in the left direction. No, this will never happen, because between every muscles there will be a coordination. Okay, so coordination between muscles are controlled by the cerebellum. Okay, now the medulla oblongata. It is also called the brain stem. It is also called the brain stem. It lies at the base of the brain. You can see that it lies at the base of the brain. It connects the brain to the spinal cord, because after this portion, medulla, our spinal cord begins. Okay, our spinal cord begins from the medulla. Okay, it is the starting, or we can say that medulla is the starting point for the backbone. Okay, and it controls involuntary actions. Involuntary actions are what, children? All those actions which are not controlled by our body, like breathing. We cannot control breathing. The digestion, the swallowing, the heartbeat. We cannot control the breathing. We cannot control the digestion, swallowing, and heartbeat. It is controlled by the brain only, by the spinal cord only, because this is the process. These are the process which runs, or which occurs throughout the life without any delay. Okay, day and night it occurs. So these are the part of the brain. And there is a thing, let's know more. Right half of the brain controls the left part of the body, and left half of the brain controls the right part of the body. Means reverse. The right part controls the left part of the body, and the left part of the brain controls the right part of the body. Okay, so this is all for today, children. The page number 79, till page number 79 we have completed today, and hopefully you all have understood whatever I have explained today. Please read the chapter, start reading the chapter, and start learning the points which I have underlined. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Stay home and stay safe.